Hi, my name is Michael Odell, and I'm one of the co-directors of the Texas STEM Coalition Globe Partnership, as well as the UT Tyler Globe Partnership with Dr. Teresa Kennedy. Today I'm going to talk to you about a project we're working on to create project-based learning lesson plans that teachers can use in their classroom in order to facilitate students participating in the Student Research Symposium. So just a little background information. We were awarded one of the $5,000 mini grants from the U.S. Globe Office, and we proposed it. Our project was to update, first of all, the alignment of the Globe program materials to the new Texas science standards. A couple of years ago, Texas released new science standards, and for the first time, climate science was actually included. So that was kind of exciting. Anyway, we went through and we aligned the entire Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, where applicable, to the Globe program. And that product is available. We have sent it to the U.S. Globe Office. And so anyone in Texas, if they're interested, you can get a copy of that. We also then proposed to develop a series of project-based, problem-based lesson plans that would supplement this TEKS alignment. These would be organized as PBL and 5E lessons, so sort of two different inquiry approaches. So as I said, we align the standards to the elementary, middle school, and high school standards. We've created these project-based learning and problem-based learning lesson plan templates that focused on climate projects that could be done individually or as a group, and leveraging the Globe program, and then of course all the resources associated with the Globe program from NASA, NOAA, Globe Observer, you name it. The idea was to develop a set of materials where teachers could use them to sort of think about all the different projects and resources that are available for students to participate in the Student Research Symposium. And so, and as a result, and we're piloting these this year actually at one of our schools here in Texas, and we'll be doing some revisions to them to make them even more helpful. But our focus was on making these very user-friendly so that a teacher could facilitate multiple students in a classroom or multiple groups of students in a classroom to do Globe-focused research. And so on this page here, you have just an example of some of the alignment. In this case, just picked a couple of different standards from elementary, middle, and high school grades, and you can just kind of see those. The Globe aligns very well to the process standards that we have in Texas, but in addition to specific content courses in high school, it's mainly biology and environmental systems courses, but within the K-8 grade spans, there are lots of connections, as earth science is one of the central themes. And so once again, in addition, we made sure that the K2 and 3-5 lesson plan templates included links to the elementary Globe program. We find that that program is very popular with teachers. We actually do a couple of workshops each year for elementary types. And so we made sure to do that. And then once again, as I said, middle school, in Texas, middle school is integrated science. And then at the high school level, there were two courses in particular, environmental science and biology. So what we have on this page is sort of a summary of the lesson plans. They're actually multiple pages long, but this kind of gives you an idea. For the PBL lesson, most people are familiar with 5E, so we kind of focused on PBL. For this slide, we provide a driving question. That's to kind of put it in the real world context. It kind of aligns to if you've ever seen the Globe weather curriculum that was created by UCAR a few years ago, it aligns pretty well to that. We provide with a number of project ideas, some project scenarios, and then we align them to the different standards. We also aligned them to NGSS, just because we knew that not everybody would be TEKSs. And then we looked at, what sort of behaviors that would be supported and what we would expect. And like I said, for copies, you can either get them from the U.S. Partnership Office, or you can get them directly from me at model@uttyler.edu. I think my lightning time is about over, so I did want to make sure that you're aware that these resources exist. If you're interested in getting copies, let me know, and have fun at the rest of the NARM. Once again, thank you, and here's my contact information.